All right, so we've got a really interesting stack of technical docs in front of us today. We're looking at sources from NTI on their latest hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And the mission for this deep dive is, I think, pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to figure out if you can basically, teleport your entire workspace,
Right.
your monitors, mouse, keyboard, everything, without having the actual computer anywhere near you.
It's that classic IT problem, isn't it? The have your cake and eat it too dilemma.
Exactly.
You want all the power from a loud, hot, super expensive workstation, but you want to be sitting in a nice, quiet, minimalist office.
And usually the answer to that is remote desktop software.
Yeah, which often feels clunky.
It feels like you're trying to run underwater, the mouse lags, the video gets all blocky. It's just not great.
That's a software limitation, though. What we're digging into today is a hardware solution, specifically the NTI ST-IPUSB4K-L-VW.
Wow, that's a mouthful. Let's just call it the NTI extender.
I think that's a good idea.
So this little box claims it can bridge that physical gap. But how does it connect? Are we talking about, like, expensive fiber optic cables?
And that's the really surprising part. It does all of this over a standard CAT5E or TT6 cable.
Wait, hold on. The cheap blue Ethernet cable I have tangled up in a drawer somewhere.
The very same one. It's the engineering inside the box that's doing all the heavy lifting.
So what's it doing?
It takes that incredibly heavy 4K video signal, all the USB data, packets it all up, and just shoots it down the network.
Okay, but when I hear over the network, my mind immediately goes to compression. If I'm a video editor, or say I'm looking at medical scans, I can't have a fuzzy picture.
And the specs here are pretty impressive. It supports full Ultra HD 4K resolution.
So 3840 by 2160.
At 30 hertz, yeah. And it's designed so that you really shouldn't be able to tell that the computer isn't sitting right under your desk.
The real test, though, is distance. I mean, if my computer's in a server room in the basement and my desk is on the 3rd floor, can a simple Ethernet cable even reach that far?
So in a direct point-to-point connection, just one box plugged into the other, you get about 400 feet.
400 feet? That's already longer than a football field.
It is, and it gets even better. If you put a gigabit network switch in the middle of that run, you can extend that out to 1,000 feet. So 500 feet from the computer to the switch, and another 500 feet from the switch to your desk.
That is a massive range.
Mm-hmm.
But what about everything else? My workspace isn't just a monitor. I've got my keyboard, my mouse, maybe a thumb drive.
It all travels down that same single line. The remote unit, the one at your desk, has 4 USB ports.
And it's proper USB.
USB 2.0. So you can use touch screens, flash drives, even external hard drives. And they're hot pluggable, so it behaves exactly like a local PC would.
You mentioned touch screens, and that made me think of kiosks. But looking through the feature list, the thing that really stood out was the video wall support.
Ah, yes.
That seems like some serious overkill for just a desk setup.
It is, and that's definitely the standout feature for any kind of commercial use. This isn't just about sending one screen to another.
So what can it do?
You can use these units to build massive displays. We're talking up to an 8x8 screen array.
Wait, 64 screens all working together as one giant image.
As one giant image, or in multiple creative configurations, you're not even locked into landscape mode.
What do you mean?
You can rotate the individual screens 90, 180, or 270 degrees. So if you're building, say, a cool digital sign in a lobby, you have total geometric freedom.
That's wild. And I'm assuming audio is part of the package for, video editing or watching content.
Yep. Standard 3.5mm jacks for speakers. It does support microphones too, but there's a little catch.
Oh.
The mic support only works in that direct point-to-point mode. The moment you add a network switch to extend the range, you lose the mic channel.
Good to know for anyone planning a high-tech Zoom room. Now, I'm looking at the integration specs, and I see terms like RS-232 and VLAN. That sounds like we're moving beyond home office territory.
Oh yeah, this is definitely built for professional setups. RS-232 just means it can talk to big automation systems like a Crestron or a Control4.
So you could have a button on a wall panel that turns everything on?
Exactly.
And the VLAN part, what's that for?
That's really crucial if you're deploying a lot of these in one building. Imagine 20 people in an office all using these extenders. That's a ton of 4K video data flooding the network.
Right, it would grind to a halt.
So a VLAN basically creates a dedicated private traffic lane for each user's video stream. That way, your 4K signal doesn't get stuck in traffic behind someone else downloading a huge PDF.
So it scales up, as long as your network admin knows what they're doing.
Correct. And it even supports IR control, so you can still use a simple remote at your desk to control a Blu-ray player or something sitting 1,000 feet away.
It's all about that total separation of the user from the machine.
It really is.
It's a fascinating shift in thinking. We spend so much time and money on the aesthetics of our computers, the RGB lights, the glass cases. But this device suggests the ultimate aesthetic is just invisible.
It makes the physical location of the actual computer completely irrelevant.
Which, that raises a pretty big question for the future of office design. If you could flawlessly extend a 4K workspace 1,000 feet over a cheap network cable, do we even need desktop computers anymore? Or should every office just be a screen and a port with all the brains locked away securely in a server room?
That might just be where we're headed.
It's to think about while you're looking at that big tower taking up all your league room. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.